Hey, what's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another Brawlhalla gameplay. Today I'm gonna be playing as Hattori. I'm using the crossover skin for Darth Maul um, from Star Wars. Recently got this. I paid 20 bucks for it. Don't judge me, please. Please don't judge me for it, but I did. You're also gonna hear me start my car again because my car stopped because I've been sitting here for about an hour now. So I do apologize for that. But yeah, so Darth Maul. Um, I used to be real good with Hattori. He used to be one of my mains. I think it's one of the first characters when I first started playing Brawlhalla some years ago. It was one of my main characters. But yeah, now I have Thatch, aka Snake Eyes. I think it's still pretty decent with Hattori. I'm not the best, but yeah, I try to do my best. Anyways, I'm gonna read a little bit about Hattori here from the Brawlhalla website. I'm gonna pull that up real quick. Hopefully y'all's day is going pretty good. Alright, Hattori. Hattori is the demon bride. Oh, that's interesting. Let's see. Young Hattori was so gifted with the sword that the Emperor offered a prize of 1,000 horses to anyone who could defeat her. For years, new warriors came to court every day only to be defeated. But on the day the demon Kagaima arrived to challenge her, Hattori sensed his malevolent power and fled. Enraged, the demon kidnapped Hattori's three sisters and carried them away to his island kingdom. Horrified by the consequences of her actions, Hattori built a boat out of the reeds and pursued the demon. She was lost at sea until a stork lord showed her the passages between the twilight and the night to the demon's realm. There, Hattori found a bizarre world of talking stones and eight-armed ferrymen. In the city of Onyx Castle, she met Kagima's own brother, who offered to give Hattori his strength to defeat his brother in return for her hand in marriage. True to his word, the demon exchanged his own blood with Hattori's, and Hattori slew Kagima, I wouldn't pronounce it, and freed her sisters. She became the queen, queen of the island kingdom, but the demon blood burned in her. It drove Hattori to one of the twilight passages until she discovered Valhalla. Through the internal tournament, Hattori shakes the lust for battle that threatens to consume her. Oh, that's an interesting backstory. The Demon Bride, huh? Yeah, so that's a little bit about Hattori. Like I said, this is a crossover skin. So Darth Maul. Let's see. Let's talk a little bit about Darth Maul's story. So Darth Maul's story is a complex one. It's a Sith apprentice turned rogue, fueled by deep desire for revenge against the Jedi. He was initially a secret apprentice to Darth Sidious, trained in the dark arts and lightsaber combat, before being bisected by Obi-Wan Kenobi on Naboo. He then survived, lived in exile, and later returned to seek his revenge. Yeah, so that's a little bit about Darth Maul. By the way, Star Wars is one of my favorite sci-fi franchises. It's up there. That, Harry Potter, and a lot of different animes, but yeah, definitely Star Wars is up there. Anyways, yeah. So enjoy the gameplay while I'm trying to figure out how to play as Hattori again. Looks like I'm about to die. I'm probably not going to win this battle. Let's see. No, okay. I'm playing a Mordex. I got my weapon got hit away from me, and I'm about to die. I think I'm about to die. Yep, I'm dead. Nope, not yet. I definitely died here at some point. Nope, missed that. And I got hit, most likely. Nope. Oh, why did I do that? Yep. I don't know why I did that. I try to spike him. Didn't work though. It is what it is, you know. You live and you learn. I try not to take these matches too personal because my heart rate gets going a lot. Especially if you're a gamer, you know exactly what I mean. Like your heart rate gets going, and like, man, I wanna win, and but then it's like, oh, you know, it is what it is. I say that now, but when I'm playing and my heartbeat is like bumping, I'm like, oh no, I gotta win, I gotta win. Yeah, so I don't know what I'm talking about in the video, to be honest with y'all. I'm just kind of watching the gameplay, looking at my phone. I'm a little bit tired right now. Like I am exhausted right now. I don't know why. How much sleep did I get? Let me check real quick. Got an Apple Watch, so it kind of gives me an estimate on how much sleep I get per day. See if I go here, alright, go to sleep. Got the new iOS 26 update. It's supposed to be 19, but now it's 26. Got 5 hours, 30 minutes of sleep last night. So yeah, I mean, less than what I normally get. Usually I get a little over 6 hours, but today didn't get that much sleep. Or last night didn't get that much sleep. So I can see why I'm a little bit exhausted right now. But I did shave my head off again for the first time in a couple of years. So if you don't know, normally I have hair. Well, before that I actually had real bad alopecia. If you don't know what alopecia is it's an autoimmune disease, but it's not like a life-threatening autoimmune disease, at least not to my knowledge. To my knowledge, it's just it's autoimmune disease that it's an overactive immune system. So what happens is that your immune system that normally protects you from like viruses or getting sick and all that, it thinks that your hair is it's like a virus, so it starts to attack your hair. And there are ways to, you know, get treatment and all. I didn't get treatment for it, at least not this most recent time, because it kind of comes and goes in waves, you know. It's not something that you can just get rid of. But I think they do like steroid injections and all that into the balding sites or whatever. But I chose not to do that because I don't want to get a needle on my head, first of all. But also, I don't think hair is all that important, to be honest. To some people, it's everything. Some people, their hair is like the most important thing in their life. But for me, like I like having hair sometimes, but you know, I lived without it for a long time. Even as a kid, like I would shave my head off because I had real bad alopecia. But yeah, you know, it is what it is though when it comes to not having hair. But now I can actually grow my hair. So like I can grow my hair without having all the balls. The balls. My country accent almost came out. And I'm from the South. If you don't know, I'm here from Texas. Yeah, but anyways, yeah. So normally I have hair, but right now I just didn't feel like dealing with it, especially in the summertime. Like every day I wake up, I had to like comb my hair and deal with it. And I didn't want to deal with it anymore. I just decided to shave it all up. I was gonna do more of like a 2 guard or like a 3 guard and do it that way, but I didn't like the way it looked because like my hairline's all messed up on the right side of my head. So I was like, you know what, forget it. I'm just gonna let it go. Like Elsa said in Frozen, just let it go. Let it go. Don't judge me for my singing, cause I suck, and I know. Yeah, that was pretty good. No, actually, that was bad. I'm not gonna say it was good as in like it sounded good in terms of like my notes. It was just good that I make that all up together and I weave that to kind of make it rhyme. Even though no and no obviously rhyme. So, anyways, yeah, Darth Maul, man. Darth Maul is one of my favorite characters. I was sad when they killed him off in the Phantom Menace, I believe. Because I think he deserved better, man. But I am glad that they brought him back in the animated show from Disney. Excuse me, got a little hiccup. Forget, was it the Clone Wars? I believe. I believe it's the Clone Wars. Yeah, but is there any news going on today? Let's see. Told you I ain't got nothing to talk about right now. I'm just kind of rambling, watching this video. Let's see, news from today. I'm looking it up on Google Gemini. Just because I don't feel like reading all the news. Sorry, y'all. My mic ended up the battery ended up dying. I guess I didn't charge my mic, so I gotta kind of go back to what I was saying. So I was saying that I was looking up the news on Gemini, and because I don't feel like reading the news through a news app, so yeah, it's one of the only good reasons why I use AI at the moment, just to kind of summarize everything that's going on in the world. Because I don't feel like always reading. Sometimes I do. I still need a. If y'all know any, if anybody's reading this or if anybody's listening to this and they know any good news apps, because I try like Google News. Google News is fine. Apple News is fine. But I just want something better than those two, if there is any. I'll try to look up some, but if you know any, leave some in the comments. But anyways, so news. So political division and protests. The U.S. is experiencing stark fault lines this week. Protests and demonstrations planned across the country, dubbed No King's Day of Defiance, against the current administration's policies, particularly regarding immigration. I didn't know what the No Kings thing was. I saw it all over like social media, like on Threads, but I didn't know what it meant. But it's good to know if that's what it means. This comes ahead of the military parade planned for the U.S. Army 250th anniversary, coinciding with the president's 79th birthday. Damn. You ever seen that Kevin Hart meme, damn, when he was with Don Cheadle? Yeah, president's old, y'all. The use of military force to quell protests is conscientious issue. I cannot read, y'all. I need to learn how to read. With echoes of past events like Kent State. And then, well, now I'm a little depressed. Minnesota shooting. Former Minnesota House Speaker and her husband were killed, and a state senator and his wife were wounded in the targeted shootings at their homes near Minneapolis. Minneapolis. It sounds so weird when I'm saying it, but I know I'm saying it right. Minneapolis. Yeah. Anyways, health and vaccine policy. The FDA has expanded approval for Moderna's RSV vaccination, mRNA 1345, to include adults aged 18 to 59. In a controversial move, HHS Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. replaced all members of the CDC's Advisory Committee on Immunization Practice, ACIP, with new appointees, some with ties to vaccine skepticism, prompting concerns from medical organizations, which it should, because Robert F. Kennedy Jr. I don't know why. Anyways, it is what it is, y'all. I'm not gonna get into politics because politics divides. I'm not trying to divide nobody right now. But you gotta admit, though, what's happening right now, not the best for the country. Anyways, let's see. U.S. Army's 250th birthday. The U.S. Army is celebrating its 250th birthday with events at the National Mall in Washington, D.C., including a fitness competition, exhibits, military demonstrations, and a parade. That's awesome. Shout out to everybody who served in the military. That is awesome. Thank you for your service. If you're still in the military, I commend you, because if I was in the military, would probably resign as soon as I could under the current administration. But, kudos to you for sticking it out. Thank you for your service. Middle East tensions. So this is something I've been hearing about, but I haven't really read into it. Sorry, I had to start my car again. Forgive me for my forgive me for my the dinging of the car and then the starting of the engine. Middle Eastern tensions. Let's see. Reports indicate Iran has announced and launched a major attack against Israel, with further details emerging of missile barrages and escalating tensions in the West Asian region. Yeah, I saw a press conference that the president did. I'm not going to call him by his name because I really don't give a damn. But the president, he was talking about how he's going to solve the issues. And I'm like, dude, you really going to solve issues for something that's been going on for that long? I'm like, all right, you think you can do it, man? Good luck with that. All right, and then one of the last things that happened, let's see, at least here right now on the Gemini report I'm reading. I said Gemini report, Gemini search that I did, I guess. Let's see, Air India plane crash. So I'm gonna talk about this a little more in a second, but yeah. So an Air Indian flight crash has resulted in a 241 deaths and one sole survivor. Investigations are open, with the tail portion of the plane being lifted from the crash site. There are reports of a Boeing whistleblower raising concerns about dangerous manufacturing. So it was a Boeing. Damn. Yeah, Boeing's been on scrutiny a lot these last year or two. They've been fucking up, to put it lightly. But we'll see what happens with that. Hopefully Boeing gets their shit together, man. Hopefully it's not like a Boeing issue. That's what I'm hoping. But if it is, it needs to be resolved ASAP, man, because people's lives literally got ruined. But speaking of lives being ruined, I have an issue with the way that some people have been treating this sole survivor, because it honestly it made me upset, and it made me sad, honestly, to see that news outlets wanted to try to interview this man, this sole survivor. I don't know his name. Even if I did know his name, I probably wouldn't say it. But it's sad to see that people are out here trying to interview this man after he went through a tragedy, because apparently he lost his brother next to him that was sitting next to him, and all those people that died on the plane crash. Like, why would you want to interview this individual right after this tragedy? Like, I don't get it. Like, empathy and compassion and understanding has just completely left. Like, and I'm just at a loss for words for it, honestly. Like it makes me upset, but I understand that it's kind of part of human nature. Doesn't make it right, by the way. But I wish they would have just left the damn man alone and just did the news, instead of trying to let this man relive this tragic event. It's horrific, man. Like, having to go through that. Like, if I would survive a plane crash and somebody put a damn microphone and camera in my face, I would be pissed. I would probably cuss them out. I would be livid. Like, it's not something that I would want, so I'm assuming it's not something that he would want. But yeah, so that's kind of my little mini rant about that. Just empathy, compassion is always my message for anything. At least it tries to be. Sometimes I just ignore people. For the most part, though, empathy, compassion. So hopefully, we do a lot more of that in the future. But yeah, I will talk to y'all in the next one, and hope you have a great day.